Guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be doing the second update to my 20 and 2024 project pan, and I am very excited for today's update. So let's hop straight into the progress. If you've missed my previous uploads, check the description box down below, and then if you are ready, here is where these products are at. Going in order, I have my Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later Face Primer, Blurring Broad Spectrum SPF 30. It was up here last month. It was down here. I think I have 2 more months of this. I don't think I'll be able to use all of what's left in the tube in 1 more month. I think I'll need a little bit, maybe like a couple more weeks after that. So realistically, 2 more months, and then at the end of April, I will be rolling in a new primer, which will be great because that'll be kind of the changing of the seasons. Then we have this Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow Foundation. This I was using in conjunction with my next product, so I will kind of talk about them together, but really quickly, it was up here last month. I estimated down here. It's hard to get all of the air out of it to really see where it is. I think the lid isn't airtight, so I can't like squeeze out all the air and then like smush the product around. Air ends up getting back in here. Anyway, so I think I'm about down here. It doesn't settle at the bottom if I leave it sitting up. So this is just kind of my estimation. Again, I think I have probably 3 or 4 more months of this because I'm mixing it in with other products and it's not something that I'm using by itself. And then I was mixing it in with this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer in the shade Pale. And this is completely used up. As you can see, I have really scraped around and gotten every last bit of product except maybe a teeny tiny ring in the bottom. And this is completely scraped dry. So I am so glad that I found a way to get this used up. That wasn't making me look super pale. So yeah, I'm really happy that I found a way to get this used up and that I found a way to make this work. Using them together was really, really nice. And now I'm mixing a couple of different things, mostly my Exa color corrector and this L'Oreal Infallible 24 Fresh Wear foundation. I'll mix kind of a trio of products. The cocktail just keeps getting more and more complex, but now that I don't have something so pale and so matte, I'm using a little bit less of this each time I do my face than I was before. So I do think progress is going to slow down a little bit, but I'm happy to keep working on it. And as the seasons get warmer and as I get a little more tan, I can use more and more of it. This is our first rolled out product of this video. Notice the use of the word first, and let's hop straight into the Creme Shop Eyebrow Pom Pom in the shade Taupe. I'm gonna put a picture of what it was looking like last month. And here's what it's looking like this month. I am really happy with the progress. I think it's really easy to see that corner where there was a little bit of product worn away is now much, much bigger. And I think if I can just keep expanding the glass that's showing on the bottom each time, that'll be a really great way of seeing the progress. But you can see all down here is completely used up. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep working my way across the glass. I don't know if I'll be able to use this up this year, but I'm going to try. This was something that got a lot of progress this past month because almost every single time I did my makeup, which was every day in February, I was wearing this and this blush. So these both got a ton of progress. Then the next product that I am focusing on is a bronzer from my Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette, and this is the shade Angles. I'm going to show a video of what it was looking like last month. Month, and then here is what it is looking like this month. I think that I have no clue when I'm gonna hit pan on this, to be completely honest. I feel like there is a dip and I'm starting to get close there in the middle, but I use such a big, fluffy, loose brush that I've started wearing the product down kind of evenly, I think, and that has not been helping my progress, but it has been really beautiful to apply, especially when I'm a little more pale and can't take quite the full pigment of this bronzer. So I used this, I actually tracked uses on this past month, and I used this 22 times. And then I think I'm gonna try to do that for future months. This is something that I do use almost every time I do my makeup. So this is also a good marker for how often I'm doing my makeup in a given month. Then next is this Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush in the shade Mauve Sunrise. My goal was to use this 25 times, and I used it 27 times, so I surpassed my goal. I think I only didn't use this like twice this month, so I think I did my makeup total 29 times since my last update. And it is looking about the same as when, obviously a little dirtier, but about the same as when I rolled it in. I don't think I use a ton of product, but this is a beautiful blush. I do think this would be feasible to pan in the future. I think of it as a mauve, but it's pretty neutral and can even pull a little bit corally. Depending on what else I have on my face. So I think it looks really nice. I'm not wearing it today. I'll talk about what I'm wearing a little bit later. But I do really like this blush. It's really easy to apply, throw in a handbag. It's super tiny, and I actually have 2 of it now. So this is definitely something that I would consider panning in the future. Then next was my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Double Gleam. My goal was to use this 20 times, and I used it 20 times. I may have used it 1 or 2 more and just not tracked those extra uses. But yeah, this is what it is looking like. Definitely the embossing is wearing away in the middle, so it's nice to know that this is looking a little bit loved. I think this is such a stunning highlighter, especially when I am at my palest. I think this looks so beautiful, and I wore it frequently in the month of February, so just go back and look at any of my videos from February and I am most likely wearing this. But just look at that. It's like, it's the closest thing I have to like a wet looking highlighter. I think most of my other highlighters, they're really beautiful, but I wouldn't describe them as like wet, whereas this one, my hand looks glossy. Then next we have this Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in the shade Au Naturel. This is something that I'm using as kind of like an eye primer. It's just a very neutral shade. I tend to put it on my lid before I go in with a shimmer. That's what I did today. I think it makes the shimmers pop really well. I don't like it under matte shadows, so I don't apply it all over my entire eye area before I go in with my crease shades. So that's just how I've been using it. I will insert a picture of what the progress is looking like on this. I think that the progress slowed down a little bit. I was not as good at using this every time I did my makeup this past month as I was in January. So just remembering to use it and maybe trying to come up with alternative ways to use it. Or I don't know. I'm kind of happy to just like work through this. I hope I can use this up in a year. I do have a lot of product, but I feel like these sticks are surprisingly easy to use up once it just becomes habit to reach for it frequently. And the next product is my Cargo Swimmables eye pencil in the shade Karen Beach, K-A-R-O-N, I think it's Karen Beach. This beautiful purple. This will not sharpen anymore, and also the bottom came off and it's also very old and crumbling. So this is getting rolled out. I have used all of the product up in it that I am capable of. So I'll insert a picture of what the progress is looking like, but I am very excited to have another empty for this video. Then the next product, also an eyeliner, is my Stila Stay All Day Liquid Liner. This is definitely starting to get used. You can see there's a little bit of fluff on the end that has popped up, making it hard to use. This is starting to get to the point where I can do one eye really nicely and then the other eye I struggle with, and it's kind of dragging and picking up the pigment like after I've applied it. So I've been mixing this and using it with other eyeliners. I'll do one eye and then try and do the other eye and then touch up with a fresh one. I think I have one more month. Like I probably have like 5 more uses of this, and then I will roll it out. But it definitely came in handy in February. I was playing with lashes, I was playing with some graphic liner looks, and I think it's a fine liquid liner. I just don't know if I would ever spend like $30 on a liquid liner, because I think it's just as easy to use a pencil liner and an angled brush to get a wing. And so having multiple different kinds of eyeliner isn't important to me. So I'm happy to get this used up. Then the last product that I am, or not, no, second to last product, this Peter Thomas Roth Irish Moor Mud Purifying Black Mask. I forgot how much I like having these kinds of things around. As you can maybe see, I have a little bit of a spot right there, and I love black purifying mud masks like this for the purpose of almost using it as a spot treatment when I've got an area that's kind of broken out or one big pimple, and just putting it on, going about my day, eating dinner, doing a bunch of stuff, and then coming back, washing it off, and then doing the rest of my skincare at the end of the night. And it, maybe it's the placebo effect, but I feel like my skin looks much better the next morning. So I like having these things around. But when I buy the Peter Thomas Roth version of this, no, The Ordinary has one that's like $8 that I like just as much. So I'll enjoy this and then probably repurchase The Ordinary one. Then the last product I have is my Revlon Kiss Balm in the shade Strawberry. This is something that I just keep on my desk because I don't really love the look of it, and so I've just been applying it as a tinted, or as a lip balm. I'll show what the progress is looking like. Nothing too crazy. If I just continue reaching for it at the rate I have been, I think it'll take me like 3 more months to use up, and I'm fine with that. I don't have a specific goal of like I need to have it out by a certain day, because of the way I'm panning lip products this year is so different than previous years. I'm not pressed about getting things used up in a certain time frame. Then I'm going to be rolling in 2 products. The first is this Misha Beauty single blush in the shade Misho. And this is much brighter than the other blushes that I've rolled in so far. Why won't you open? So this is much brighter, much more pigmented. I'm just gonna swatch it right next to, that was just one swipe. So clearly this looks a lot more nude next to this one. I'm wearing it today. I think it is beautiful, but since it is brighter and this is new to my collection, I don't have a lot of like rapport built with it. I'm gonna roll this in for a goal of 15 uses. And then as I'm panning eyeshadows, other lip products, all of those things, I don't feel like I have to reach for this every time I do my makeup this month. I can reach for other things as I need, but I can still get some enjoyment out of it and make sure that I really, really like it and I'm not just holding on to it because I like the swatch of it. Then the last product that I'm rolling in is this Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer Plus Eraser. I think this is a fine concealer. I just think that like it's not like my favorite concealer ever, and so I was hoping to get this used up, especially over the summer since it is a little bit dark for me, and then it's kind of like a perfect skin tone shade for me right now for spot concealing. So this is just something that I want to use up since I've got a good number of concealers, and then hopefully I can work through some of them, get back down to 1 or 2 concealers and buy them one at a time again. I fell off that train last year, and now I want to work through a few of them. So that is everything that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.